Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Howdy doody.
Hello.
So cool to have all of you here. That almost never happens, all in separate places, staying safe, but here together. So thanks so much for joining us on the 414 Live Variety Hour.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks.
So my understanding is that some of you have been friends since middle school and high school even. What was the eureka moment that got you guys all together 6 years ago?
We've actually all been friends since high school, and then I think a select few of us have been friends with each other since middle school. But I mean, all kind of running in the same circles for a long time and playing in bands because, I mean, we're from Delavan, Wisconsin, and there really aren't that many people who play music. So you kind of cross paths with people. And we all just played in separate bands, got to know each other that way musically, and eventually just as adult men decided to be like, let's form a not high school band and try to do something with it. And here we are. So
this is the evolved five now as Telethon.
The evolved five.
Fully formed.
I like that.
How did you know we call ourselves that in private? The evolved five.
just magic, the magic of Halloween. So
right.
I know you guys have been working on your 5th LP, and you even put a riddle out there for people to guess the name of the EP before it comes out. And guys, listen, you get to be put in the liner notes, and you get a copy if you guess it correctly. So besides this mystery, is there anything we can know about this release?
We finished tracking it pretty much. There's still a couple things here and there to do. It doesn't have a release date yet, but most of the songs have all their vocals and things in there. So it's getting ready. It's pretty good. It's pretty weird, and it does have a name, but we can't tell you what it is.
I would love so much if somebody guessed what it was. It would be so awesome. I really hope it happens.
Is there any hints, or we're not allowed to know any of that?
Yeah, sure. Let's give a hint. Well, I mean, so we're doing like the hangman sort of thing, kind of leaving like blanks. If you go on our Twitter, you should be able to see, and I think we've revealed where the S's are and where the T's are. And I will say it is a phrase that has existed for a while. It's not a phrase we invented. Is that a good hint, guys?
I think that's a good one.
I think so, yeah.
That's just vague enough, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Oh, I like that. We've got a friend in the background.
Origami in the comments wants us to tell him.
You can't. You can't know, Sammer.
The dog?
Nope. Yeah, it's just the barking.
That's awesome.
Sammer is the dog.
Well, so, okay, on that note, though, you recorded this new release at your very own Stillwave Studios. Have you found a way to be able to continue to work on projects in the city with other creators during this new normal? Or really, how have you guys been navigating this time individually and as a band?
Well, I mean, it's been tough because, I mean, we're used to playing shows throughout the year, and like everybody, we can't do that. We've all kind of stayed a part of each other's sort of quarantine bubble since this all began. And so, we're happy to be able to continue collaborating in the studio and making the record and being productive. We're hoping to get some more people involved in Milwaukee. Some of our buddies and other artists. Hopefully they can get involved in the record making process. And I think we all just miss playing live and like doing stuff at the various great venues around Milwaukee, and we miss Milwaukee.
And some of you other guys as well, how have you been navigating creatively as individuals?
Go ahead, Jack.
I was going to say that I've been, due to having that sweet unemployment money at the beginning of quarantine, I was able to buy a new guitar. So I've been able to kind of write a lot of stuff on my own, and which usually Kevin sort of writes the skeleton of the song, and then I kind of flesh it out, but I've been kind of working on a lot of ideas on my own, which has kind of shaped a lot of the newer songs to be a little bit reaching in different directions. So the isolation has kind of made me more creative in that way, so to speak. So I guess that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and we are lucky enough to have the studio right here in Milwaukee to be able to work at. So at the beginning, we weren't doing too much, but we've slowly been able to kind of upgrade our equipment in there and spend some time kind of fine tuning it, and get better at recording ourselves.
So you've kind of been able to.
Yeah, we've kind of
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. We've kind of reopened some recording opportunities based on like the fact that we have 2 separate rooms. Like when I'm recording a band, I can be in a different room, and I think as long as bands are being safe and masking and whatnot, we've been feeling pretty confident about that. We've already recorded a couple bands since in the COVID times, feeling like we've been doing it pretty safely, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. So kind of taking advantage of what you have, honing on your craft, and doing it all safely. Those are all great and incredible things. And Gene, I haven't heard from you, so I'm singling you out. Because in the spirit of the season, Gene Jacket, as he's known, I have to single you out because you've started a tradition where each October you watch several spooky film franchises with one film a night. And this year you're going through Child's Play, Halloween, and a personal favorite of mine, Puppet Master. So how's that going?
It is. Child's Play was fun. I was having a blast with it. Halloween as a series it's some heavy stuff, and I was really glad that Puppet Master was whimsical and fun in that sense. I was expecting, out of Puppet Master specifically, I was expecting more kind of killing and all the gore and slasher stuff. And it's a lot of story based movies that they really go into the backstory of like Andre Toulon, the puppet master himself, and all these little puppets that have horrible names.
We watched some of Puppet Master 3 with Gene, and let me tell you, it's really something.
Yeah.
Gene, have you been watching all of them in that room?
In this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to keep the red lights with the spooky decor as long as I'm doing it.
That's perfect. And now, of course, because of that, I have to talk about Halloween Records. Tell me the idea and inspiration behind this label you created and what you're doing with it now, because you guys have just signed to another label. Is that right?
Yeah. Halloween Records started with, literally a dream. It came in a dream. I had a dream that we had a record label called Halloween Records and it had the logo with a classic jack-o'-lantern face. Ooh, we lost Alex. Hopefully he comes back. But then we just basically did it because we couldn't get anybody to, put out our records, and we just decided we were going to do it ourselves. And so we did that and eventually ended up quote unquote signing, although I don't think any paperwork was actually done, another guy from Long Island, this total genius guy named Chris, who has a band called Barely March, and that record kind of took off. And since we've actually gotten signed to a label, we kind of have continued Halloween Records in spirit. Like it's still a thing, but I don't know if we're going to be putting out too many. The boys have tattoos. It's more like a collective now. It's not. I don't think that the dream of it being like a label that puts out tons of releases. I think that we've all kind of moved away from that, and it's more of our
kind of personal stamp on things.
Yeah.
Also, a good thing to note is in the original dream you had about Halloween Records, you said that there was a band called Saved by the Snakes that was signed to the label. So
I didn't remember that.
That imaginary band. We should probably form a band called that.
Yeah.
That's a
really
great
good
name. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining me here, all of you, on the 414 Live Variety Hour. How can our Radio Milwaukee listeners support you?
We're everywhere. Bandcamp, so telethonband.bandcamp.com. All of our records are up there for free, but you can also buy them and buy merch and give us money for them. All the records are on Spotify and iTunes, and also social media, just engaging with us and telling people that you like us. Just listen to the records. I think this is all about the music for us, and people hearing the songs and thinking about them and telling us they like them. So anything else?
And
The praise. We want the praise.
come to our studio sometime. We'll be on your records too. We have a lot of different musicians in our band that can be on your records. So come make a record with us.